and we've enjoyed watching the team play on the blue and away. All of us, I think, have been super impressed by Ashton Jenty, who we know is a special player, being mentioned in the same sentence with guys like Barry Sanders and Ricky Williams. So I just want to say congratulations to Coach Danielson, University President Dr. Marlene Trump, Athletic Director Jeremiah Dickey, Mountain West Commissioner Gloria Navarez, and all of Bronco Nation for the incredible season you've had thus far and your birth into the college football playoff quarterfinal at the Virgo Fiesta Bowl. We are looking very much forward to welcoming you all back to the Valley of the Sun. So thank you very much.
Great. Thank you, Eric. With that, Coach, go ahead and take it away.
Eric, thank you for that and appreciate your guys' time. And it's an exciting day for Boise State, exciting day for Boise State football, exciting day for Bronco Nation. And thank you, Jesus, for this opportunity, man. I'm so proud of our guys. God deserves all the glory. I mean, this group, I'll never forget in January, man, when, players said, I ain't going nowhere. I'm staying right here in Boise, and we want to go do something that's never been done. And seeing them work from that moment to now and seeing a lot of that come to fruition where each game was the biggest game. Each game was the game that we had to find a way to win and battle through, and our guys did it week in and week out, and getting to this point, winning the championship game on the blue, goalpost in the river, and being in here in the team room and seeing our guys come up as the 3 seed. Our guys deserve it. They've earned it. And even in this, there's going to be people that count us out. And even our guys talking about hearing people, oh, that's an easy road for somebody to go through. They got Boise in the quarterfinals. Like, man, that's awesome. That's what this place is built on. The blue collar, chip on your shoulder, count it out. So proud of our guys, our university, this moment. They deserve it. We got a lot of work to do. Excited to get to it.
How surreal was it? I mean, just to be here with the team and see the draft to come up as the number 3 seed?
It was a moment I'll never forget, BJ. And even seeing, watching ESPN and seeing our team room come up on ESPN, seeing our players on live television on ESPN, those are just surreal moments. All the work you put in the dark and all of a sudden it's come to the light and seeing us pop up as the 3 seed. It was a surreal moment, a moment I'll never forget, and a moment I was so happy for our players to be in this situation.
The NCAA basketball version of Selection Sunday?
Not really. I've probably seen a little bit, but not much.
It kind of feel like this where it feels like it is like a big day now. Like, what was it like walking into the facility today and kind of feeling the energy and just having the guys here on a Sunday when maybe you guys don't normally kind of gather like this on a Sunday?
Yeah, it was definitely an experience I've never been a part of, Jay. Not even just the outcome, but even leading up to it, even yesterday, telling our guys, hey, 10 a.m., we're going to watch this together, going to do it together. Nobody knows exactly what's going to happen. We've got our opinions. And, the buzz around the building prior to 10 a.m. when the show started, all the media, all the people, the staff all in, and seeing that pop up as the 3 seed, especially going back to the Fiesta Bowl, where, those moments is what really put Boise State football on the map decades ago, and had so much success down there and counted out in all those games, and it's just a surreal moment seeing our guys go through it with them, seeing the joy on their face, the hard work they put in. It's moments like that you'll never forget.
Spencer, it was a surreal moment because we've never had this kind of moment before, but at the same time, at least I did, I got the feeling that it was business-like because you guys expected to be here today. Yeah. Did you feel that too?
Yeah, Mike, I do, and because of what these guys have done. Nothing we've gone through from week 1 to now has been trying to find the easy way and trying to, look in the future. And I was joking with my wife yesterday. Yesterday was really the first time I really got into it. All right, where's the playoff going to probably go? Because every time it was all about your next game, and no different last week. We had to win the Mountain West Championship. Yes, it's one of our goals, but to even have a conversation about the playoff, you got to win that game. And the game before that, and the game before that. So I was joking with her, this is the first time I'm really looking into to see, okay, what's some things that are shaking down in the championship weekend? How could that maybe affect us? Because I wanted to be ready for kind of maybe what was coming. But it was awesome coming to the facility knowing we are in the playoff. And that's what I told our staff. I said, whatever comes from today, I don't want anybody leaving here any sort of way outside of you earned that. You earned that. Congratulations, because if you would have told us this in January when we're working on the blue in the dark in the snow, I would have believed it. I don't know if everybody around would have, but seeing it come to fruition now, because our guys have put the work in and earned it, Mike, I think there was that feeling of like, let's go. And even hearing our guys, like, I was walking through the halls earlier, like, Coach, has SMU and Penn State, have those games been broken down yet? I'm like, guys, we found out about that an hour ago. Like, let's give our GAs and QCs some time to get to work here. But that's who these guys are. It's, yes, enjoy the moment, that moment together as a team, seeing us on ESPN, seeing us become the 3 seed. But our guys are here because the immediate next thought is, let's get to work. And it's an exciting moment for our team.
Those 3 Fiesta Bowls obviously being before your time here. What were your memories of watching them, especially, I guess, the one in Oklahoma, against Oklahoma?
Yeah, I was a senior in high school in 2007, and I'll never forget watching that game at home with my dad, seeing it happen, not knowing a ton about Boise State football and the tradition and the legacy, but blown away by that game. And seeing the Fiesta Bowl since then, I remember watching the 2014 Fiesta Bowl when they won. I coached my first camp out here in 2015, and I was able to be on the blue for the first time, coaching a summer camp. And I came here because of watching those games. A Southern California kid watching Boise State win a Fiesta Bowl in front of the nation. It's special. It was special watching those moments. It was special when I got here and being able to be in that game now. And in a playoff setting. That's why I told our team, like, guys, what is different from years of the past, that was the last game. And go shoot your shot. It's like, we want to make sure this isn't our last game. It's going to be an amazing experience, no different than whoever we play, SMU or Penn State. Our goal is to make sure it's not the last game. And that adds a very exciting part to it.
You mentioned about this being kind of like the basketball tournament, covered basketball tournaments. When teams pop up, a lot of times you don't know anything about them because you're busy in your season. Do you know anything about either SMU or Penn State at this point, and anything stick out on either one of them?
Yeah, I haven't done a ton of research on. Been able to watch some of their games either in the hotel or, if we're not playing on some of the games we played Friday, we watched some of the games on Saturday. So cannot speak to at all about them in any of the 3 phases. Obviously, I know extremely talented, very well coached. Was able to watch a lot of the SMU versus Clemson game yesterday. Watched the SMU versus Nevada game because we played Nevada. Haven't been able to watch a lot of Penn State. Obviously, think the world of James Franklin and what he's built there. But we're going to get into really game planning both teams and being ready for however that game shakes down.
I know that you guys said like you wanted to do something that this program's never done before, and that's go to the college football playoff. The way Ben Dooley kind of talked about it today is he feels like they stand on the shoulders of giants when you look around and all the success this place has had. Yeah. The different thing about this year is all those, the 14-0 teams, the team that misses one field goal or whatever, they never got a shot to win a national championship. So how much do you feel like maybe this is Boise State's chance, a little unfinished business, and to honor those guys by actually getting a shot to win a national championship?
Yeah, Jay, I mean, that's the beautiful part about the college football playoff is all 12 of these teams are feeling the exact same way. All 12 of us have the same opportunity to go win a national championship, and that is the first time in history. And for our guys, this building, this place built on, and I cannot agree more with Ben Dooley, built on the decades of hard work, grind, blue collar that has gotten us to this point. And me as the head coach, our staff, these players, we walk by those pictures every single day. We walk by those trophies every single day you walk in here. And being able to work our tail off to earn the right to add to that legacy, to push even past where it is something we're very excited about.
It's kind of fitting that it's the Fiesta Bowl, just with the way it's worked out. I mean, you could have maybe been the Peach Bowl, whatever, and I guess kind of a fun one. But, I mean, you guys have worn the same uniform combination in all 3 Fiesta Bowls. I believe you'll get to choose. Any chance it's 4 for 4? Or?
Yeah, it is awesome being the Fiesta Bowl, especially, that's been the bowl, years ago that we've been able to have a lot of success in and play some of our best games. And I was honestly asked earlier, what are my thoughts? I'm like, I don't think I'm allowed to go against that uniform combination. I might get routed out of Boise, Idaho if we go against it. We'll work through those things, BJ, but so excited. I mean, once again, so proud of these young men that we're asked about all the things in January, February, media days, about the playoff, about all these things, and they didn't let it distract them from what actually mattered, which was taking it one day at a time, 1 week at a time, and being able to enjoy this moment with them. And now we did win the championship. We are going to the Fiesta Bowl. It's just such a special moment for them, and I want it to be a moment that they use for years to come of like, you get everything in life because your work, everything in life is earned. It's not, there's no shortcut to success.
You're watching that SMU Clemson game last night. Just what was going through your minds is that a 56-yard field goal went between the uprights there for Clemson, because, I mean, that was a pretty good result for you guys.
Yeah, it was, Dabo Sweeney's a guy that I respect a ton. People might have their own opinions on whoever, but I have a ton of respect for him, what he's built there. And so I was fired up for him and his team. Rhett Lashley's done a phenomenal job at SMU, what he's built there. So it was an awesome game to watch. So I was excited for Coach Sweeney and his team to win on that crazy end. Knowing that how it went down would affect some of the seedings today. But I was watching it more as a fan and more just being able to enjoy a couple hours at home on the couch watching some college football.
What's the plan, I guess, moving forward here in terms of practice and things, and when you guys kind of, I'm sure you're giving some time off, but is it still like a 15 practice rule for this, or how does that all work?
Yeah, so next week, BJ, we're going to practice twice, and it'll be light. It'll be more bye-week type practices. We've got to get some guys healthy. I mean, you play 13 games. Some guys banged up, beat up that we got to get healthy, get them right. So we'll have 2 practices that'll be focused on fundamentals, techniques. We'll get some of our younger guys a lot of reps too to continue to grow our team now and for the future. And then we'll practice. I think I got 3 practices the next week. And then then the games will be played. The Penn State SMU game will play. We'll know who we're playing. We'll get a couple bonus practices. Going to give our guys Christmas Eve and Christmas off. And then we'll have our Monday practice on the night of the 26th, which is the essentially game week. Here.
What do you think when teams look at you? Because I asked you about what you looked at some other teams. What do you think they see? Like, what do you think would jump out that Penn State and SMU have never seen Boise State? Besides, obviously Ashton Jenty, but what do you think they think of the teams as a whole?
Yeah, First off, I would love them to see a team that loves each other, and that shows up in their effort. I'm not saying that's going to be every snap that they turn on. We're a work in progress and want to grow, but I'm very proud of our team and how hard they play because they care about each other. And then I go back to the 3 things we talk a lot about as a team, man: playing fast, playing smart, playing together. Like, that's something I hope teams see when they watch us. Not perfect, just like nobody in the country is, but I hope that they see a team that does play fast, they play smart, and they play together. And then they're going to have their own opinion of us in all 3 phases: special teams, O and D. And they're going to have their plan of attack for us. No different. We're going to have our plan of attack for them.
What's it going to be like? Obviously, you're going to be preparing for a game, but the first 13 days, you don't know exactly who your opponent's going to be. What's the weirdness of that going to be like?
Yeah, it's uncharted waters for college football, And so, made some calls to people, head coaches. Okay, what's your opinion here? How would you kind of approach this? And so we're going to break down both teams, and we're going to have preliminary game plans for both Penn State and SMU. Not going to fully go into that from a practice standpoint, because I do believe that this is a time to get healthy, and we got to grow our fundamentals and techniques, tackling on defense, blocking on offense, catching, whatever those fundamentals are, because we're going to use the next couple of days to really self-scout us. We've played 13 games. To your question, Bob, like, what we've put on film is what SMU or Penn State are going to see. And how can we fix the issues that have showed up? How can we highlight the things we're doing well and doing better? That's going to be really our focus through the next 13 days, while on our own time, coaches and staff breaking down SMU and Penn State and seeing who are they in all 3 phases, what are some things we got to get some extra looks at because this is a little different than we're used to, and so that when we go into the actual game week, we'll have a little bit of time.
Are you guys planning to watch the SMU Penn State game as a team or do anything like that? Or
haven't gotten to that yet. Thought about it. I'm not sure yet. Haven't built that intricate part of the schedule out yet. Have all the practices and lifts and time. Don't know. I'm sure we'll have it on the team room. But I also want to give our guys and team and family space on their own when I can in this time too. So I haven't fully blotted that out yet.
Spencer, when it comes to resources, recruiting, roster retention. How does Boise State football take advantage of this next month?
Yeah, it's huge, Mike. I think, for recruits, for donors, for everybody, you have a moment like we had Friday night on the Blue, that has potential to help change everything, to accelerate you and create momentum, not only to finish the season strong, Mike, but for the future. And it's going to be my message, and my message stays the same to recruits as it was all year. Like, you come here if you want to be different. You come here if you want to do something that no one's ever done, and this is a special place. You can have it all at Boise State. And now you've got a lot of things to back it up. Oh, you want to have a crowd storming? You want to win? You want to go to the college football playoff? You can do it right here. You can do it right here. You want to have a first-round bye? I'm not saying this is the perfect fit for you, but you can do it right here in Boise, Idaho. And no different, I tell people, like, whoever we play, we have enough. We have enough. Is there a lot of things we need to push forward and move the needle on going forward, from support to the NIL? Absolutely. There's things we need to push forward to. But right now, 2024, we have enough. And using this momentum to push forward to grow the things we need to grow to in the offseason is a huge part of it, Mike.
As you know, tonight at midnight, the transfer portal opens, and I'm assuming those conversations have already happened. Nothing's going to surprise you tomorrow. But do you think today's news changes the minds of any players who are having those kinds of conversations with themselves?
Yeah, I think just like anything, and everybody's going through this. Our entire roster, there's a group of guys that want to play more and are going to maybe, have opportunities to go and want to see the field more. Then our top players are going to get recruited to leave here. But I think when you put yourself in a situation to make it to the playoff, to put our team in a situation to be on the biggest stage, I think that's a huge motivator for our guys to stay here, on top of all the other reasons they were here in the first place, which is to be a part of family, to grow and develop, to be the best version of themselves. So I think all those things help add to keeping the team intact. And I told our staff the same thing. Like, I want a group of guys that cannot wait to play this game on the 31st. And that's what this team is built like.
When it comes to the depth chart and the core group of players, do you expect, based on the conversations you've had for the last week, that core, 100% of that core to be together for this football game in this month?
Yeah, I expect that, Mike. Obviously, it's going to be a lot of I'm going to meet with the entire team over the next 10 days, from our top returning starters all the way to guys that haven't played a lot, because I want to make sure I believe in truth and clarity. And I want everybody to know exactly where they're at on the depth chart, where we see you growing to, and what their role looks on this team going forward. That's going to be some easy conversations. That's going to be some really hard conversations. And so that will be ever-changing over the next 10 days, but I am very positive that will be the case.
The Fiesta Bowl, you've mentioned we've won three times. You're the third coach that's gone to the Fiesta Bowl in their first full year as a head coach. Coincidence? Is there something to it?
That's a good question, Bob. I have no idea. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you to our players and our staff, and can't wait for it.
Kind of going back to Rader's question last week, when I asked you, said that about 13 players or whatever had been contacted. Yeah. You said you plan to meet with those guys today. Were you able to carve out that time today? And I know you can only go so in depth, but how do you feel like those conversations went? Yeah,
I met with some of them today. Going to finish up meeting with some of them later today. Going to meet with them tomorrow and throughout the rest of the week. We got a great group of kids. They want to be here. This is a great place for them to grow and thrive, and I really do believe there's no better place to grow and develop on and off the football field than right here in Boise, Idaho, because that's all I focus on. I tell them, you have 100% of the head coach at Boise State laser focused on you, and that's my heart. And they know that, and so I feel good about it. Yes, there's going to be outside influences pulling at them, but to your question too, Mike, not only that, we're going to continue to raise support to take care of them because they deserve it, and they got a chance to go play in the Fiesta Bowl and win a national championship. All those things add to you keeping your team focused on what matters.
On top of that, you probably have another important trip coming up this week, I would assume.
Can't wait for this weekend. I'll just leave it at that. I don't know how much I'm allowed to speak to it yet, but I'm excited for Saturday.
Have you ever been to New York, Spencer? And I know that, again, we got to wait for the official word there, but what do you think that moment's like? Because there are only going to be a few players represented there, and you're likely going to have one of them.
Yeah, I have been to New York one time when I was, Jay, maybe 13. Don't remember one bit of it. Outside of that, I was really busy, and I think I had fun with my family. But all all signs point to that happening. I don't know how much I'm allowed to talk to it. Won't talk a ton. But Ashton Jenty absolutely deserves to not only be in New York on Saturday, he absolutely deserves to win it. No questions asked.
There's some Zoom questions you guys don't mind. David, you want to see if someone's hands raised, or if there's questions in chat?
Yeah, if you have questions on the Zoom, feel free to unmute and ask.
Yeah, how's it going, guys? Jordan Bennett with Bird City Sports. I had a two-part question. First being, you're obviously in the Fiesta Bowl, and that is in Phoenix. It is the home of Arizona State, also has a bye. So obviously both of you play in these conferences, and really don't get the respect you deserve and had a bigger fight than most to get the positions that you're in right now. So with that being said, what does that say just about you guys, both Arizona State and Boise State, in the conferences that you play in?
Yeah, I mean, obviously what Kenny Dillingham was able to do at Arizona State and the wins and how they were able to finish the season, win the Big 12 championship. I mean, so excited for him, their staff, and everything they've gotten, they've earned. And so excited for them. The same way I'm excited for our team and how very similar. We've been able to go out and do everything we've needed to do to earn the right to be the 3 seed and be in the Fiesta Bowl. And I think just like anything, every year, this is the first time the 12-seeded playoff is in college football. And no different when the first 4-team playoff came out. There were people that were maybe frustrated about some guys left out. I'm assuming there's going to be people maybe frustrated about guys left out of the 12-team playoff and what it is. All I know is for our team, I think the world of our conference, the Mountain West, does a great job. We've been able to play a really good non-conference as well, very similar to Arizona State, and our guys handle business. And we have the one loss on a last-second field goal to Oregon, and we learned a lot from that game, and from that game we were able to go win the rest of our games and earn the right to be the 3 seed. College football, man, it's hard to win. It's hard to win week in and week out, and you could ask any college football coach, they're going to say the same. And I'm proud of our guys handling business and doing what they needed to earn the first-round bye and pay in the Fiesta Bowl.
Absolutely. And the second part of that, you already spoke to Ashton, you spoke about, the entirety of your conference and what it can do, but both Arizona State and Boise State possess arguably the 2 best running backs in college football this year. When you talk about the talent, when you talk about all those different things, what does that say as a testament to not the conference, but more or less the players that are in, whether it's Boise State, Arizona State, or the Big 12 and Mountain West?
Yeah, there's great players everywhere, and seeing, from Ashton Jenty to Cam Scatteraboo at Arizona State. I mean, obviously, Ashton Jenty, I've been privy to be around since we recruited him out of high school and came here, and seeing who he was as a true freshman, a true sophomore offensive player of the year, as a junior offensive player of the year, as the best football player in the country, and I believe we'll win the Heisman on Saturday. That's my opinion. I don't vote. No one's calling me to ask. And seeing what Cam Scatteraboo's been able to do at Arizona State. I mean, what he did last season and be able to put up another 2,000 yards and lead his team to a Big 12 championship, it's awesome to see what those two guys do. And it's the mentality of both teams. I mean, I'm not in Arizona State's locker room, but they obviously establish a run game and do a great job building that into their offense. And that's obviously paramount for us too.
Anybody else in the room? Yeah.
I got one more. Spencer, how much time do you spend on the messaging of like today was awesome, but you didn't come this far and only go this far?
Absolutely. And that's really, as you guys know, and I know there's probably some Danielsonisms or Spencerisms that you guys will joke when I walk out of the room. BJ's probably got them typed up for us. I mean, guys, that's all I talk about. And no different today. Like I was even joking with Dirk, hey, what are some things I got to think about in this meeting? He's like, just like you always do, this is a playoff. Yeah, the Fiesta Bowl is awesome, but different than the years before, that was the last game no matter what. We need to earn the right to make sure it's not. And so, and knowing this team, Jay, knowing how they're wired, I'm already, like I said, hearing them talk about the guys that are counting us out, that are talking about how, shouldn't be there, or, this is going to be an easy road for SMU and Penn State, whoever wins. Great. Love it. That's what this place is built on. Chip on their shoulder. Please count us out. And that's our guy. So, I'm fired up.
You don't have to answer if you don't want to, but either Tubner or Gaines or some of the guys you've been on without, is there any real hope to have them back?
Our goal is to get both of them back, BJ. Tubes dressed obviously on Friday night just because he's built absolutely different and wanted to be available for that game. But with the time, I believe very strongly we'll get Tubes back, and I believe we'll get Cy back as well. Don't know that for sure, but I believe we'll get them both back. The goal is obviously with the time we have off to get everybody back rolling. I'm not saying that's the case. We had some guys got banged up this weekend, but that is the goal with the extra time.
For Ashton, just to get, I know somebody asked in the press conference, he said it was the best thing I've heard, whatever, to get 25 days off. But I mean, for that O-line, for him, just to have this kind of break with the beating that he took for this down the stretch, I mean, how exciting is that to have a fresh Ashton Jenty in a month?
Oh, PJ, it's huge. I mean, I always joke with him. He's like, Coach, I'm going to feel the same way like I felt in fall camp. And if we do what we're supposed to from our rehab, our prep, our training, to Jay's point, focus on what matters, we'll be fresh, we'll be ready to go. And for a guy that's had the carries he's had in the O-line, the battles they've been through, the tight ends, receivers, the D-line, 13 games, a lot on these young men's bodies. And we've been in dog fights, finding ways to win. So getting that extra time is going to be huge.
Spencer, you talk about bodies, but I remember back in Vegas when we were there in July, you and I had a pretty extended conversation about mental health and self-awareness. And when you were talking to Marco today, he was kind of being grilled about the game, and he kept saying, I just want to get away for a couple of days. How much emphasis over these next few days will there be on like mental health and taking a chill pill and getting away from football for a couple of days?
Yeah, it's going to be huge, Mike. I mean, this is taxing on these kids. On us coaches. At this point in the season, we've been going at it now for months. And it's relentless. I mean, it's one day at a time. I mean, it's 4th and 1 mindset in everything you do. And so they need it. Coaches need it. And just like everything is in balance. And so I don't think you can completely go away from it for too long. But it's also a fine line to stay on it, because there is a burnout part of this too. And so that is my job as the head coach, to make sure how we schedule the next weeks, we get the work we need, we get the rehab we need, we get the list we need, we get the football we need. But I also want to make sure these guys get the mental space to recoup, recover, that side of it too, because it's a lot on these kids. It's a lot on these coaches. And so that was a huge part of me going through the schedule, Mike, to make sure we got the work we needed, no more, no less, and made sure our guys had time for Christmas Eve, to be around their families. Same for me. Same for our coaches, because your lives outside of football aren't on pause now that you're in the Fiesta Bowl. I know my 2 and my 3.5-year-old daughter only know if I'm there or not. And that's no different for our coaches, no different for our kids. So it's always that balance to make sure we're getting what we need. We are pushing the needle. We are growing. But golly, these kids and our coaches are going to need some space to catch their breath, to clear their mind. And I really do believe we'll be our best then too, to where we can focus and we're not going to be drained because of the 13-week grind we just went through.
We've asked you every question we could possibly about Ashton, winning the Heisman, but I'm going to still take one more stab at it.
Come on, Jay.
You guys are 12-1. You're the 3 seed in the college football playoff. He's 131 yards away from breaking Barry Sanders' all-time single-season rushing record, and the dude's averaging like 200 a game. So I mean, that's well within reach. I don't know what else could he possibly do?
Yeah, Jay, I mean, at the end of the day, I was talking to someone 3 days ago, and they're like, you might need to call the voters that vote for the Heisman. And I realized there was 915 or whatever it is. But that's where my heart is to this point. I'll be honest. Like, if I got to sit down in my office, close the door for 2 days, and call every Heisman voter, not to lobby for Ashton, to make sure they just give him the time, watching the film, who is he as a person. Because I truly believe when all these voters do that, I don't think it should be close. I know I'm biased. I'm around him every day. But for what he's done personally, what he's willed our team to do as our top leader, winning a championship, getting his team to a championship, winning it, being the 3 seed, the individual stats that he's racked up across the way, played every single game, played every single down. My shout to everybody is please watch the film. Watch the film, watch his body of work, find out more about who he is as a young man, because guys like Ashton Jenty are phenomenal for college football, and he's going to be phenomenal for the NFL. And I've talked to a bunch of NFL scouts. He's going to drastically change every NFL team the second he walks in the door, not only from his play on the field, but for the culture he brings with him. Please, voters of the Heisman, just watch the film. Watch the film, watch his body of work, and I promise you he's the best football player in the country. Don't take my word for it. Watch the film.
We always talk about him as a person and being elite and stuff like that. And last week we were talking to him, and he took his offensive lineman out as a thank you dinner. And talking with his mom a little bit, he says like even in his busy schedule, he takes time out of his day when he's got it to check in on his family and friends and whatever. Do you have any little Ashton Jenty moment like that where he might be taking time out of his day to address you, or you've noticed him do it to a player or anything, just kind of specific like that, I guess?
Yeah, I mean, he's a unanimous captain. He's on our leadership council, voted by his teammates, which we meet on Mondays. And me and Ashton meet after those meetings every week. So we've met, whatever, weeks in a row. And it's to check in, see how he's doing. Every single time we have those meetings, it is nothing about Ashton. He is asking about the team. He's asking about a player. He's asking about how he can help lead better, how he can have more of an impact. That is uncommon. Not about what carries, what's it going to look like for him. Hey, coach, how's the Heisman push looking from you? None. Haven't had one conversation about that with him. It's all about the team and how he can help the team and how he can finish strong and how he can do this as a team, how he can leave a legacy, how the senior class can leave a legacy. That is not happening across college football. He's different in all facets, and he absolutely deserves it.
Spencer, first of all, I'm a Heisman Trophy holder. I'm waiting for my phone call.
Ooh.
So I'm waiting for
Mike.
my phone call.
I have his number.
You can ask as many questions as you want then, Mike. We can be here all, we can be, BJU?
No.
Oh, well then just Mike tonight.
It's all been a phone call. I do have a serious question. You're a Southern California kid who grew up watching Pac-12, West Coast, Western football. This season started with so many questions about Western college football and the Pac-12 and the demise and blah, 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 blah. Oregon's number 1. Boise State's number 3. At the Heisman finalist ceremony next Saturday night, there could be 4 dudes from the West: Boise, Colorado, Arizona, and Oregon. What did this season say about the resiliency of West Coast, Western college football, and a message they may have sent that, hey, we're not going away?
Yeah, Mike, really good question. I mean, as a West Coast kid, growing up watching the Pac-10 at that point, turn to the Pac-12, watching Boise State win the Fiesta Bowls, watching all these games growing up, then working here. I mean, this is year number 8 for me at Boise State. And so who we recruit, who we around is the West Coast corridor, really Texas West. And so seeing the success of these West Coast teams is awesome. From not only the coaches that are there, the players that have been able to come there, recruit there. I just think it does put a stamp on West Coast football that needs to be recognized.
Thank you, Coach. Scott's going to have some festival stuff here, but Coach, you're done.
Thanks, guys.
If you guys want to listen to Zoom real fast.